out. A good family friend made this for my dad. And it's really cool because the design I did for my dad has become so many different things that people have made. But it's just this particular one. I love it, dude. We're going to go to the Raider game September 11th. We'll be flying this. Rest in peace, Pops. But it's a beautiful thing, man.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another Trusted Morning Drip. I got my coffee here, and we got our other host, Joey.
What's up, bro?
Joey the Man Chavez.
What up? Happy Wednesday. Happy Wednesday.
Happy Wednesday. We've been away for a little bit.
Day?
Let me turn my phone down.
Yeah, we had the COVID. I had the COVID. Thank God you didn't get the COVID.
I did not get it. Yeah. Apparently, I'm resistant because my wife had it, and I've been good.
To the new variant. So apparently this new variant is like B28 fucking fuck you, whatever the fuck it is.
Really? It's another variant?
Yeah, so it's a new variant that's supposed to be resistant to immunity. So like I just had this shit like I want to say like 4 or 5 months ago. So I should still be immune, but this new variant is resistant to immunity. So I only had it for like 2 days, but still, I mean, it was 2 shitty days. It was fever for 2 days, and basically, I fucking quarantined for 10 days just to make sure I didn't give it to anybody. Like, that's my main concern because me and my family have had it before and we all made it just fine. But I don't want to give it to nobody, man, because, you know, some people react just fine to it. No big deal. Some people, it's the last thing they ever get, man. So I was trying to be, you know, even right now, we're about 10 feet away. But if not, I'd have a mask on. I'm wearing a mask today. I've been wearing a mask all week. And I know it kind of freaks some people out. But again, like.
Yeah, because they're like, wait, why are you wearing a mask?
Yeah.
Are you a COVID?
Yeah, and I'll tell them the truth. Like, look, I had COVID. I've taken 2 negative COVID tests. But the thing is, you can't count on those tests, dude. Like, yeah, I got 2 negative COVID tests, and I don't feel sick at all. But you never know, bro. Like, I might still be able to give it to somebody. So I'm just going to wear a mask for a couple more weeks. Yeah. You know, just wait it out and just make sure I don't give it to anybody.
Just a safe bet, you know?
Yeah, dude. I just don't want anybody to catch this shit, man.
No, yeah. But you know what's crazy is that, so... our daughter Maddie has been staying with her grandpa since Megan tested positive.
Smart.
And she reached out, or her teammate's dad reached out to Megan to see how she was doing because Maddie didn't go to practice or something like that. And they were talking about how she was testing positive. And he said, well, do you have symptoms? And she's like, well, I'm like on the back end, you know. I'm like, I was already sick before that. But then I ended up testing positive, but now like I'm on the back end. Yeah. And he was like, well, you know, I work for the state of California and they sent me right back to work. Like, they didn't want me to quarantine. Like he tested positive, but he didn't really have like severe symptoms. So they were just like, oh, just come back to work. Yeah. You know? So it's like crazy. Like,
well, that's the thing. Some health professionals are also saying that you're only contagious like the day after you've had the fever. So like once you've had the fever, you're only contagious like 24 hours after you had the fever. So if you no longer have a fever, then they don't consider you, if you haven't had a fever for 24 hours, then they don't consider you contagious anymore. So technically I shouldn't be contagious at all. Like I said, I hadn't had symptoms in over a week, but again, these motherfuckers change shit all the time. I'm not going to be responsible for anybody getting it. I don't want anybody to be getting it from me.
Yeah, so, especially if you're still like coughing a little bit, you still have like some phlegm that you're still like trying to break out.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, you don't want to accidentally cough on your tattoo, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
Or on your client.
And like luckily, like I didn't have any of that, dude. Like I had a little bit of phlegm, I got over that. I still have a little bit like when I wake up in the morning, but I don't know if that's standard now. I don't know what the fuck. I'm getting older. I'm going to be 40 this year. I don't know if that's standard, but I still have a little bit of phlegm in the morning. I spit it out after I brush my teeth and I'm good all day. You know what I mean? So again, I'm just taking precautions. I'm going to wear the fucking mask for another couple weeks just to make sure I don't want to get anybody, you know, like our neighbor, rest in peace, Frank, you know, he got it and
he seemed like a healthy individual.
He was super healthy,
gym, bro.
He was selling that product. It was like a product, like a health product to help you lose weight and everything. He just invested a bunch of money into his company. He was expanding. He was doing a bunch of cool shit. And then rest in peace, he got COVID and a week later he was gone. And it's just, you never know, dude.
Yeah, you never know. And you know, we're kind of just rolling with the punches and that's all we can do, you know? Yeah. I think the biggest thing is taking care of yourself personally, you know, trying to stay in shape. eating correctly, staying hydrated to give your body the best opportunity if you do end up getting that. But
100%.
Let's move on from this topic that's been
shitty
talked about for a long ass fucking
2-3 years.
Let's talk about what we've been doing, what we got going on.
Yeah.
So from the last podcast, we were talking about you guys going to the Body Art Expo.
That was insane.
How was that? Was it in the same building that it was the last time we went?
It was in the same building. They were smarter about it, so they kept the doors closed, so the AC did work well. Okay. But like I said, since we had the OG bus there, not only did we have the AC, but we had the AC in the AC. So people kept coming on the bus and they were like, damn, it's nice in here. So it actually really was a big, even bigger selling point for the OG.
Yeah.
Was that it was so much cooler in there, even though normally that little AC in the OG doesn't really get things done. But
like if you're in the hot sun,
you're still
going to feel a little bit.
You're going to feel it. But in there, dude, oh, it was so nice, bro. Not only that, but even, people get crazy and they bump their sound systems. And it's just like, we're literally a guy right across from us bumping as loud as fucking possible. So we couldn't hear anything that was going on the stage. We asked them to lower it down a couple times. But inside the bus, it didn't matter. We had our own sound system going, our own tunes. So it was cool, dude. It was like,
that's dope.
Yeah. I mean, and that's the cool thing about the bus. No matter where you go, you have your own office space. You have your own location. Like wherever you go, you're at a car show, you're at a bike show, you're at a house party, you are your own business. Yeah. Which is badass, which also worked out for me too, is because I'm licensed in LA County. So our facility is licensed in LA County. So they tried to charge us a health fees for every booth. And they kind of stuck this one in because they didn't say any of that shit in the paperwork, right? Mm-hmm. And they say, oh, you have health fees. Like, okay, how much? $50 a head, whatever. They wanted $170 per booth, and we had 3 booths. So to us, it was like 500 something bucks. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, what the fuck? Nobody said shit about it. And then I said, wait a minute. I'm not going to pay your health fees because I'm tattooing in a fully licensed facility. I said, I could pull this bitch outside here, and I could tattoo right outside in this county of Los Angeles, and I could tattoo anywhere. So they ended up charging me for 1 booth health fee. So we ended up paying $500. I only paid $170.
That's dope. That's dope. Stick it to them.
Yeah, I was like, nah, I ain't paying that. And they're like, well, what do you mean? You have to pay. I said, no, I don't have to pay.
I don't have to pay. I'm already licensed. My facility is right here. Boom, boom, boom.
Taking up 2 booths.
You see this truck right here? You see this bus right here? This is my shop.
This is my tattoo shop. It has nothing to do. I don't have to have your convention to be tattooing right now. I don't need it. And then they're like, well, we'll see when the health department gets here. We'll see what they say. And I was like, all right, but I know my business. Yeah. Right? I've been doing this 20 years. I'm the founder of the BodyArtBus. I've been doing this since 2010. I know what the fuck I can do. Yeah. We'll see what happens when
I've been doing this for a decade. I kind of know.
Yeah.
I kind of know I kind of helped you guys figure out the regulations on.
By the way, exactly. Buses, the person that's going to come here and check my shit. I don't know if you know who I am.
I'm fucking motherfucking Joey Chavez.
Exactly, bro.
BodyArtBus, come on.
Exactly. And so the health department gets there and they're like, oh yeah, no, we're not going to charge you. This is a facility. I'm like, yeah.
Yeah. That's what I'm telling you.
I'm trying to let you motherfuckers know. But it was cool because it made a really good selling point for all the artists that came on the bus too. Because the thing is, they snuck in this health fee, which is why a lot of people.
Did you have anybody recording? Because that would have been such a good clip to record, bro. Having somebody there recording that whole interaction, and then you turn to the camera like, licensed.
This is how we do it. Yeah. But I'm telling you, so everybody was pissed. So you could see all these multiple artists were getting upset because it was $170 per booth, right? Which isn't right because even for a temporary permit as an individual artist, it's like $50.
Yeah, that's overkill.
Not only that, bro, the health department wasn't collecting the fee. They were collecting the fee. So they already paid, right? So they're just charging whatever the fuck they could get away with.
So it was
typical Body Art Expo shit.
Oh, so it wasn't even the health department doing it. It was the fucking expo, Body Art Expo, collecting these fucking fees. Mm-hmm. Bro,
it was shady, bro.
What the fuck is going on, man?
That's why a lot of people don't work with them.
Yeah, that's why people don't want to do the show anymore, man.
That's why the professionals that are really good professionals, they don't fuck with the Body Art Expo because they pull that bullshit on us. Bro, it was an extra $500. Here's the thing. They only wanted cash. You couldn't pay with card. You couldn't pay with nothing. Cash. That's how you know it's shady as fuck. Because they were like,
oh, so I need to use my card for business purposes, so that way I can itemize what's going on. Oh, you can't itemize this health fee?
Nope.
So then what the fuck am I paying for real,
Yeah, bro. That's why a lot of people don't do that show. But again, it just made me like more of a winner because I kept telling all these artists that came on the bus and I said, by the way, guess what?
It was a good selling point.
Remember that health fee you just had to pay? I didn't
I
have,
didn't have
to
to pay that shit.
because I'm licensed in LA County. I'm in my facility right now, and they're like, "Oh shit, that's tight, that's tight." So a lot of the artists, again, it was just another thing that just goes to show you put in the work, you put in that extra time, you get the knowledge, you take it and make something of it. Then people don't know what to expect.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
That's dope, man. That's fucking dope. And I've always
Really cool.
I mean, ever since like we first started working together, I always seen the bus as like this. It's just fucking like unicorn, man. Like, bro, this thing is so dope. You can take it anywhere. And even to this day, I still tell Megan, like, man, we got to get our own fucking shit so we can, you know, like if we have a client that is willing to pay an extra fucking whatever fee, we'll go to them. Boom. 100%. Right there. You're fucking, it's
at their house.
You're leaving money on the table, not having a BodyArtBus. Straight up.
Straight up.
Straight up.
Straight up.
Yeah.
And like, I mean, I make it pretty cheap for people, dude. I collect a $250 destination fee as long as it's within 100 miles. Over 100 miles, then it gets more, and then we have to negotiate one.
And then whatever the charge of the artist
on the bus, so and then it becomes whatever the artist charges on the bus when they get to that fee.
Yeah.
So it's great because I just collect 250. Somebody want a book, boom, 250. Yeah. So it's just, dude, it's been great for business. It's just great. I'm actually thinking about increasing that because of cost of gas. 250 is basically based on a full tank of gas.
Definitely reasonable, yeah.
Yeah, and so now full tank of gas on the bus is like $320.
Well, not just that, everything's going up because inflation. So you got to think of like maintenance and all that stuff is costing you more.
Everything.
So I think like a good like $400 or $500 destination fee is not unreasonable.
Yeah.
Because I think people are very, very bullish on convenience.
Big time.
If something's super convenient, I'm willing to pay an extra whatever, you know. Absolutely. Like if I don't have to get in my car in this heat, in this traffic, to the shop, and then when I'm done tattooing, I have to get back in my car in this traffic, get home. I'm already exhausted. If I can just walk outside of my house, get on the bus, get my whole tattoo session. Thanks, buddy. Pay me. You know, pay him out. Get back outside, walk to my door. Pop in some Netflix and chill. Grab me a fucking cheeseburger from Uber Eats or whatever.
Done deal,
bro. That's You're saving gas. You're saving time.
Mm-hmm. And not only
super
that,
convenient.
Think about it. You could have your best friends over. You could have your mom or dad there. You could have your cousins there.
You know, a barbecue going on outside.
You have a barbecue outside. You could be drinking your favorite bottle of cognac to celebrate. Whatever. That's the cool thing about the BodyArtBus is you make it the experience that it is. For instance, today after this podcast, I have a meeting with Rock and Brew over in Buena Park. And
let's talk about that.
We're going to be celebrating National Tattoo Day, which as a tattoo artist for 20 years, I had no idea there was a National Tattoo Day.
Yeah, I was about to say, wait, when is that? When the fuck is that?
You know, motherfuckers make up days and shit. So apparently July 17th is now National Tattoo Day.
That's the day after my birthday. My birthday is July 16th. This Saturday. So
that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool, dude.
That's crazy. So tattoo day is after my birthday.
National
so I get two birthdays, technically.
You get two birthdays, bro.
Hell yeah.
That's
hell
really
yeah.
Cool. Congratulations.
Cool. So thank you. Appreciate it. So Rock and Brew. You were telling me a little bit about it. I know you're trying to work out the destination, the setup for the bus to go out and tattoo at their breweries. They have a couple of them, right?
Well, they have. Yeah. Well, apparently this thing's a franchise. They want to go international. It's already all over the United States, apparently.
Oh, shit.
And it was founded by G. Stimmons and Paul Stanley from Kiss. Another guy who's like a concert promoter, Dave Ferraro or something.
Okay.
Him and them teamed up together. It's kind of a cool story that they have on their website, and it says that they were backstage at a Kiss concert. And they were talking about the idea. Yeah, they were hanging out, drinking brews and everything. And then the founder was like, dude, what's better than rock and roll and brew? Rock and brew. Yeah. And they were like, ooh, rock and brew.
Boop, trademarked that.
And boom, trademarked it and made it a thing. And the cool part is it's kind of like standard brewery, dude, where it's pet friendly, it's kid friendly. They have rock and roll memorabilia all over the place. And, you know, great music, good food. They teamed up with some really good fucking chefs. So their menu is really unique.
So we can take kids there.
You could take the kids there.
Okay.
That's pretty dope. You could take your dog there. You could go have a good meal there. You could have some good brew there and hang out and have good music. They basically say you're 360 degrees surrounded by entertainment, which again, it's just one of those things that I didn't even anticipate with the BodyArtBus. But I mean, we've worked with Black Plague Brewery. We've worked with Legacy Brewing Company. We worked with a bunch of different brewing companies, and the explosion of breweries which has happened in the past, 5-6 years,
Yeah.
has really helped my business. And I had no idea how much that would. I mean, when I first started it, I started this kind of like our boy Rockroll G. I wanted to just fuck with rich people and celebrities and famous people. And bottom line, dude, I do that, and that is a good time. But I make most of my money from like private parties, just private parties for anybody. Not just
or just private sessions.
Private sessions. That's where I make the most money, and I have the best time because we already have it organized. They're kind of running the show. They know exactly what to do. Whereas like this Rock and Brew event, it's going to be cool, but I have no idea what I'm going to expect. I'm going to go down there, tour the facility right now, see where we're going to park, and then there's going to be just a shitload of people coming and getting some Rock and Brew flash. So come out on the 17th at the El Segundo location or the Buena Park location for the Rock and
Brews
for National Tattoo Day.
National Tattoo Day.
Yeah,
damn, bro. If I wish I would have known it was National Tattoo Day because we could have already been promoting National Tattoo Day. But now we know every July 17th is National Tattoo Day. We're going to be doing something.
Yeah, and that's the thing. We could have something here. We could have something at the other shop. We could have something on the bus. Like, again, and the cool part about the bus is, again, these crazy opportunities that we're getting that make no sense at all to me. Like, with Rockroll G. Well, we're back going on Rockroll G. We want to do the skit where he actually founded this idea.
Yeah. He's been doing this already. He said he actually got it from this barber. This barber would post, like, he'd be walking the sidewalk and he'd be like, hey, I'm so-and-so. I cut hair. You mind if I cut your hair?
Yeah.
And he'll cut his hair right there and kind of get to know them, whatever. And he started doing that with tattoos. Like, he would post up in different locations around Orange County and then be like, hey, I got this flash sheet. I'm trying to do these tattoos. Do you want one? And it turned to a thing. And that's when I was like, bro, that's something I've thought about doing. I just never pulled the trigger. Yeah. Because I stay pretty busy, with traveling, the family, and tattooing at the shop. 100%. But with the bus, I thought, I was like, man. And see, that's the thing with the bus, man. Going back to the bus, it's such a commercial vessel, like for content, for events, for just posting up anywhere, really, Anywhere. And but yeah, pulling up with the bus, all three of us being on there. My idea was finding somebody that has like an old tattoo that maybe needs a little bit of love, and just spend like 1 hour on it and just make it go from, from this to fucking 100% level up.
From meek to chic.
Exactly. Yeah, doing something like that. Yeah. So we're definitely need to be working that. We just got to coordinate with Rockroll G. I know he's already reached out and said he's down to do it. He's ready to do it.
Coordinate. And the thing is, like, I've seen him do it, and in my mind, the first thing I think of is, ooh, he can get in trouble for that. Just because he's not, he's not indoors. He's not pertaining to any licensing whatsoever. But with us working with him, it's totally legit. You can tattoo anywhere, tattoo anytime, do whatever he's got to do.
And that's the first thing I've always thought about too, because one of the craziest one I saw was when
Disneyland.
Tommy Montoya was tattooing on an airplane.
Oh shit!
He was tattooing his buddy like this right next to him, and I was like, "Holy shit! What kind of trouble can you get into if you get caught doing that?"
I don't know.
On a plane.
Yeah, because a plane falls under federal regulation because you're crossing states and you're so that falls under federal regulation. I don't know what type of trouble you would get into because technically you're not within a county's health department, so you'd have to. It's
kind of like Wild West.
Get in trouble by probably Naval Preventive Medicine, I'd imagine, because that's the federal entity that monitors like health stuff with the government. So I'm assuming there's all kinds of ramifications for that. You'll definitely probably get blacklisted from the airline.
Yeah,
they'll probably put
Delta
you on
won't want to. List. Yeah, Delta doesn't need your money, man.
And so it's like it is high risk. I think. Just for content purposes, fucking awesome. I mean, that's fucking rad.
Yeah, you just don't want to risk your license that
Yes, and that's
the biggest thing.
That is the biggest thing, because here in California, again, I don't know international, I don't know federal, but here in California, they'll take your license for up to 5 years, and you can't get licensed in any county in the state of California for 5 years.
Yeah,
which to me would be devastating. I mean, I'd have to move.
Yeah.
I'd
have to move away for 5 years.
You'd have to go to Reno.
Yeah, we'll have to go to Reno. It's only a couple-hour flight, so
Yeah.
How about it? So my client. Now that you bring up Reno, it's I never even thought about Reno, but I've been to Reno once, and it was pretty cool. It was chill,
little Vegas, mini Vegas.
But that was like years ago. Mm-hmm. Now I'm sure it's expanded. It's not far from Lake Tahoe, but my client, he moved out there for work. He's been out there maybe a year now, and he hit me up and said, "Hey, I'm coming back to town. Do you got time for me?" I was like, "Yeah, man, I got you." and he was telling me like the tattoo scene's growing. He's like, bro, my flight was only like an hour and a half. I paid $130, $140 for a round trip ticket.
Wow.
And I was like, bro, that's really fucking good. If I could fly anywhere for $120 and only an hour and a half flight, I'd be fucking everywhere, you know, more frequently. But yeah, I think that would be a good spot to check out.
Well, what were we talking about? We were talking about getting a spot like in the mountains so that we could go snowboarding and shit.
Yeah, that'd be perfect because he's saying there's still snow there.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's a mountain up there. It's fucking stays snow.
Yeah.
Like there's snow all the time.
And because it's not far, dude. Like
snow, but it's definitely snow.
Yeah. I really like that idea of having I don't know, like a private studio where we can just go, and when we're trying to go, you know, have some clients out there.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'd want to open up a shop where we have to like maintain it.
Well, see,
you know?
I immediately think shop. And just because we could hire local people, to maintain it, and it would just be a location for us to go tattoo. If we had local people working there that could pay the bills, while we were not there, and then when we come in, make some money.
Probably hire someone like a manager.
Absolutely,
because definitely we would want that. Yeah,
people do it all the time, and that's what I'm saying. Like I the private studio would be sick because we just pop in and out. But to me, it doesn't make money. So instead of an asset, it becomes a liability. I immediately think asset. I say,
you're right.
Let's make this an asset. Let's not make this a liability. If we're gonna do it, asset. That's what I think immediately.
What if we find, so when I went to go guest spot at my homie Robbie's shop, their shop is fucking dope. But he was thinking about this building that he drives by all the time that has storefronts, but then the top floor is all like living quarters, right?
Yeah, a lot of
and he was saying like, oh, when I have guest artists, I would like rent them out one of these spots as a place to stay instead of the hotel. Like the hotel's going to charge them $150 a night, but I'll charge you $100 to stay here every night. You know, what if we found a place like that has a storefront, but it's like a rental where people are Airbnb-ing or whatever. So in that sense, it kind of becomes not so much of a liability.
Yeah. No, it's way more of an asset.
Yeah. But I do like, you know, being able to have more income coming in, of course, you know, so having the storefront, you know.
100%. Yeah. And here's the thing. We don't have to necessarily stick with tattooing. You know what I mean? I mean, you know, in business, you find a need and fill it. All right. You go to Reno. What do they need? Like for instance, I'm going to start to sell spray cans here. The spray cans that are specifically for graffiti, the Montana, the hardcore, all that stuff.
The low pressure cans, all the good shit.
Because you can't get them in Corona. I tried to get them the other day. We're doing murals. I got to either order them from Dick Blick or go to Riverside, 30, 40 minutes to go pick up cans. Find a need and fill it. There's a need for spray pans here in Corona. So I'm going to start selling spray cans downstairs.
Yep.
So maybe we go to Reno and we find out, hey, they need X, Y, or Z. We find X, Y, or Z, figure it out, and go from there.
Yeah, that's actually a good idea, man, because my client was also saying that there's like it's like a hipster type of vibe out there now.
Yeah.
Like there's a lot of people from California, like artists, the tattoo scene's growing. So maybe if there's not already a graffiti scene out there, we can kind of start igniting that flame that could do that. And then have the studio that we work out of, but also has all this graffiti and art shit.
Well, like you said, like the live work lofts, we could rent artist spaces. Like we could rent little studios. I've seen galleries that the only reason they're successful at all is because the downstairs is a gallery and the upstairs they have like 8 studios that they rent to artists. And it's like $300 a month, which ain't much, but these artists have all their artwork in there. And then when they have gallery shows, each artist has an opportunity to open their studio. And so they have their own mini gallery in their studio.
It's like a little convention, like a little.
It's like, it's badass because you see the art that's on display, obviously by the like top-notch fucking artists. And then you go upstairs and you see the stuff getting done by the locals. That's obviously really good because they are spending enough money on renting a studio to sell their work and to display their work and to have a place to work. So you know it's good as well. And not only that, but you're interacting with the artists. They do like a lot of freebies and stuff. It's just a good time. And as an artist, I mean, I love shit like that. And like you said, hipsters love shit like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we have a live fucking acoustic guy out there. Done deal.
We could even do like, because I've already started kind of looking at some of the artists, and there's some decent artists out there. But if we could start kind of like I don't know, this is kind of just kind of like a totally side thing, but like teaching, you know, artists how to be better tattooers.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
But it would be people that work at our shop. So that way they're putting out good work. we're giving them value, so that way they want to promote the shop. And maybe, I don't know, my that thought kind of just flew away from me. But I don't know, just something.
No,
something.
I think what you hit on something really good, because it's not. It would be like a gallery studio, but also like an education center, which would be dope. Because we could not even just do tattooers. We could do like live nude model painting or gesture drawing and things like that, things of that nature, where, you know, you don't have a lot of that in a lot of places, even here in Corona. I mean, we've been talking about doing that here for a long time, because you don't have a lot of nude model painting, nude model drawing, and people are like, oh, nude models is like strippers and shit. Really? It's not. I mean, the study of the human form and the human body, drawing it and doing with like an alla prima drawing is probably some of the best education you get.
No, yeah, I agree, because like as far as I've been wanting to get better at drawing, like throughout my whole tattoo career, one of the biggest things that I've actually, I think, has improved my artistic ability, or my ability, is studying human anatomy.
Oh yeah.
You know, like even like muscle structure and faces, looking at a skull, looking how the muscles connect and how, you know, certain muscles create certain wrinkle lines. You kind of keep that in mind now when you're doing, like when I do a freehand of a face, when I tattoo, because I know where some muscle structure is and where some bone structure is, I know where those shadows are going to go. Yeah. And that alone has made me a better artist than I was just a few years ago.
Absolutely.
You know, and
well, they say to draw is to see. So the more you look and the more you can see, the better you can draw. And that's why a lot of times, like sometimes I get so caught up in tattooing that I don't draw at all. And I'm like, fuck, I haven't drawn in like 2 months. And I'm like, damn, man, what the fuck? And then I get behind some charcoal, or I get my paintbrush out, and I'm better.
Yeah.
And I'm better than I was before. And it's because, one, we're in the art mix all the time. Yeah. But again, I'm seeing all the time. I'm drawing all the time, even though I'm not spending that time working on a piece, working on a painting, working on the actual anatomy or layouts or landscape or fucking even like a perspective. I'm still working with it every day.
Yeah, because you're indirectly learning, because you're always observing, you're always watching things, you know?
Always.
And that kind of ties into the power of the mind, because there was actually a study done where they had people they had 3 groups. Somebody they were working out their biceps, right? They were training their arms. Some people that were just thinking about training their arms, and the people that weren't doing shit. The people that were training their arms obviously got some growth in strength and muscle density. The people that weren't doing shit obviously didn't do shit. Mm-hmm. And the people that were just thinking about working out their biceps, they actually had like a 15% increase in their muscle strength and growth. Oh, yeah. And I was like, how the fuck, you know? And that kind of ties into when you're not necessarily working the thing, but you're thinking about like, man, I need to work on this. I want to work on that. Or I'd be tired to draw this thing because I see how this shadow is doing this with the tree right there. You literally just like absorb that thought and that piece of knowledge. And then once you're ready to draw it, it's going to come right back and you can produce it.
100%. You know? And that's why I think it's real important, especially like a shop like we have, where we have top-notch artists, award-winning artists, that we're all doing things. We're all trying to expand and get better. And the things that you're doing, I'm not doing. And the things that Jordan's doing, I'm not doing. And the things that Deja's doing, I'm not doing. But since I see it and I see the steps that they're making, that you're making, it makes me better just because I'm exposed to it. Whereas I would never have been exposed to it. That's why, again, we have some artists that come and go. It is what it is. And you think, oh, yeah, well, I'm ready. I could do this. I could do that. But the intangibles, the things that you don't think about, that you just absorb from people. Yeah. When you're not around a group of great fucking artists, then you're not around a group of great fucking artists. Yeah. You're around a bunch of fucking mediocre, brand new people that don't know what the fuck they're doing, which could be good too, because you got a lot of new ideas. And
you get the different perspective.
For sure. But that's why it's so important that we have what we have here. It's like, again, you as an artist, you like to travel and go to work at different places. Yeah. Because you see the value in that. Like, you go to different places. You're going to Maryland. You're going to fucking Reno. You're doing that because you want to go see and travel and do things. But you're also doing that because you're absorbing some shit from those artists.
Yeah, and that's how I've gotten better, actually, from 100%. The traveling, because you get exposed to different artists. Mm-hmm. Yeah, like when I used to tattoo at home, I was like the first couple of months I was like, this is good, you know, private tattoo my people, whatever. But then I started, thinking like, I feel like I'm stagnant. I feel like I'm not getting any better. I want to get better. I can see that I'm not progressing. And that's something that I missed from working in a shop. So went back to working in a shop, and I had like that excitement, like, okay, it's time to get a little competitive, you know, like I see my homie doing this, my homie's doing that. Okay, well, hey, how you doing that? You know, it's it's a learning environment when you're working with other artists, even if they may not be better than you in certain things, you can still learn something from the newer guys as well.
Oh, 100%.
You know, and yeah, that's something that I've seen value in traveling, but not just that, but also just experiencing. Because if you travel outside of where you're born, you get a different perspective. I feel like you can become more accepting of people.
Yeah.
If I can't think of another word, but more, you're more understanding because there's so many varieties of people, you know.
Absolutely.
But it's also
you get more patient. You get more a lot of things.
Yeah.
And you learn things, again, things that you weren't trying to learn, things that you never would have thought to learn, you learn from that. And it's a beautiful thing. That's why, like, I like you traveling. I like when I travel. I like when other people travel because, again, your growth is my growth.
Yeah.
And their growth is my growth. And I love that shit, dude. That's why I love the shop family that we got. I love the fact that I got the new shop in Oceanside, trying to build some more shit there. I love that we talk about ideas like with the Reno situation, with having the shit that's been in the mountains, the shit that we're doing with the bus. Like, the only reason that's making it all possible is because of everything.
Yeah.
Which is fucking weird. Like, people will tell me too, like, or my mom especially, she's like, oh, imagine how good you would be if you just focused on one thing. And I'm like, you know what, Mom? Yeah, you're right. I mean, if I just focused on one thing, you're right. I probably would be a lot better. You know, I mean, but the thing is, I wouldn't be doing what I'm doing now if I just focused on one thing.
Yeah.
And my natural inclination is to do multiple things. That's my natural thing. As an artist, the type of person I am, I have to do multiple things. I have to keep myself pumped and motivated and in the mix. And she's absolutely right. If I focus on one thing and just built one thing, shit would probably be way better. For sure. Yeah. In that one area. But the great part about what I got going on, what we got going on, is we have all these different avenues.
Yeah.
We don't have all our eggs in one basket. We have our eggs spread the fuck out. I have people tripping out on me saying, how do you have so much energy to do all this shit? How do you, right now I'm pumped on this coffee. But normally I just
Starbucks.
Yeah, this fucking Starbucks got me on one right now. Yeah. But normally I get hyped from that energy of doing new things, experiencing new things, anticipating
and that's something I want to touch on real quick is because you have all these different things that you can go and work on. Like, if you're working on one thing, you kind of feel like, man, I feel like there's something more. I feel like I should be doing something different, you know, because you're stepping away and working on this and working on that. You kind of start to want to do that other thing you were doing again.
Absolutely.
You know, like when I stepped away from tattooing a little bit, I didn't completely step away, but I wanted to learn other avenues of income. A lot of those things that I was learning there, I'm now incorporating into the tattoo business.
Yes.
Like the microphones, learning the audio, learning the camera setup, learning how to run OBS. I wanted to stream gaming. I stepped away, started putting a lot of effort into that, and all that information that I learned is all this, which I would have never learned if I didn't do that, if I didn't step away to learn that. The me wanting to learn how to do affiliate marketing, taking classes, paying thousands of dollars for classes. Now the way I do my booking process, the way I market myself is because of that. Yeah. You know, learning how to do Facebook advertisements, it's all from that. And it's all tying back into the tattoo business because I wanted to dabble in all these other different things. Yes. But because I was also spending a lot of time there, I was like, man, I want to go do some tattooing. Yep. So now it's like it's reigniting that love that I had originally when it started to fade, because that's all I was doing day in, day out, was just tattooing. 100%. You know, it's kind of because I feel you're doing somebody else's art. You're not doing what you want to do. Yeah. You know, true. So you step away, you're doing something that you want to do. You get that love again, but then you're like, okay, I miss, you know, getting good money for
calling. You miss the calling.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? Because that's the thing. Like, you have certain things, certain talents, certain things that you are naturally inclined to do, and those are things that, you know, are gifts that you're given, and then you work them to make them into something great. And again, no matter what you're doing, no matter how much you love it, work becomes work.
Yeah.
Work becomes work, dude. Like, I don't know what I'm gonna fucking tattoo today. I gotta look at my deposit slips. I'm real excited. We'll see what the fuck I'm doing today. But the thing is, like, to me, it's an honor, dude, to tattoo somebody. It's an honor to be able to say, I fucking do art for a living.
Yeah.
On my way in here right now, homeboy stopped me and was like, hey, dude, we got to paint a mural on my fucking blah, blah, blah. Hey, bro, no problem. Like, let's make it happen. You know what I mean? Like, I'm so blessed with all the different things I have to do. I have art projects just coming at me now. Where before, when I was younger, I was like, fuck, when I was in college, man, all I want to do is do art all day for the rest of my life. That's it. And my professor was like, oh, are you sure, bro? Like, you got to think about this shit, blah, blah. And so I was like, okay, well, maybe. Now, guess what? All I do is do art shit all fucking day. And I'm not letting it overwhelm me. I'm not giving me too much fucking pressure. I'm not, like I said, like I could be tripping. I could have been tripping all night long, figuring out what I'm going to do today, work it out, make sure it happen. But no, you know what I did last night? I hung out with my kids. A little bit of time I had before bed. Hung out with my kids. We talked, hung out. Tried to have sex with my wife. Didn't happen, but whatever. But you know what I mean? Like,
hey, sometimes you just don't give up. Don't give up.
I'm not giving up hope, you know? But that's what I'm saying. Like, try to fucking not take it as seriously, because that gets that monkey off your back. That gets that fucking stagnation off your back, that it's like, oh, you got to go do this. You got to go do that. You got to go do this. No, you get to go do that. Guess what? You also get to do this now. And because you did that, you now get to do this. Like, I got a call from Ray, from Ink Master. Shout out Ray.
Nice.
Talking about, hey, when you guys decide on the date of your show, you let me know. I'm going to promote your show as if I'm sponsoring it. And that was just because of the podcast shit that we did, because we talked to them about it and the things that we did, like, on our own, thinking we just want to do a podcast, talk to somebody cool. This has added to the show that we're going to have. And he's like, I'm going to promote it like I'm fucking showing it. And I was like, well, we're going to have a car show too. He's like, bro, I'll bring some of my cars out. And it's just like, it's amazing how the world provides, dude.
And see that's the power of networking too, because I've known Ray for a long time. I've done his shows. I've worked with people that knew him. So I ended up knowing him. And now, because I've talked to you guys since I've joined the shop about traveling, let's go do shows. I brought you guys met Ray. Now it's like that whole network is just coming back full circle of us being able to grow together, you know. And that's because I saw the value in doing conventions, traveling. It's a learning experience, but it's also a networking experience. 100%. You know? Because now this dude that I've met him briefly when I was in Colorado with the homie George a few years ago. Went to a shop, huge shop. He's got like 20 artists or something in there. Fuck. Yeah, he has multiple shops with like. The Instagram page says he has like 60 artists or something like that work at his shops.
Booth rent, all booth rent.
He's making some dough, but I'm gonna be able to go out there because I reached out to him about him doing a podcast, because it looked like he was doing a podcast, and he saw my page and he reached out and said, hey man, I'd love to have you come guest spot and come hang out and maybe we do a podcast. And it's not even just going out there to go make money, but going out there to see how this guy runs his business, how this 100%. Guy carries himself, how this guy's doing the podcast. I saw something attracted me to what he's doing, because it's similar to what I'm doing. He's doing it a little bit higher level, because he's holding events like seminars with like hundreds and hundreds of people. And he's like, I don't know what he's talking about, but I would like to experience that. So going out there networking, I see the value in the network and in the learning experience. The money's going to be there. I don't even care if I don't tattoo at all. Yeah. But just going out there to be able to experience that can benefit myself, and then the people that, you know, whatever I'm learning from him, I'm going to come back and talk to you about it. Oh yeah. I'm be like, hey bro, this is what I learned from this homeboy. He's doing this, he's doing that. We should be doing this. Yeah. You know? And it's just like that post that I tagged you in, you know, I was feeling a little emotional. I was in the feels, and I was thinking, I put a lot of pressure on myself about getting this goal. Yes. Getting to the finish line. Mm-hmm. And I forget about the journey, the stuff I've done, the stuff we've done to get to where we're at in this moment.
Took a lot.
But we're not done. We're not.
I'm close.
There's no actual end point. Nope. There's no actual destination. Nope. It's just constant growth. Mm-hmm. And that's what I think happiness comes from. Amen. Not just growth in your business, but growth as a family. Like, I'm seeing my family grow. I'm seeing them learning. I'm seeing my influence in them. And I'm seeing the influence I have around the people around me, the businesses, the way things are growing together. It's all happiness.
Amen.
That's what I think happiness is being able to grow and see the growth. Yeah. Not worried about the destination. It's all about the journey, like they say.
It really is, dude. It really is. And you got to just, you got the old saying, stop and smell the roses. You got the old saying, careful what you wish for, you just might get it type shit. Because I think people do. Again, you get lost in the monotony. You get lost in the day to day. But really, dude, it's a gift every day. Mm-hmm. And like you said, the networking, the connections, all the things that we're doing, all the small seeds that we've planted that we are now starting to harvest and reap. It's a beautiful fucking thing, dude, because it's come so naturally and it does seem effortless. And I think that's where you get lost in it. Like, I feel like I'm not doing enough. I need to do this. I need to do that. I need to do this. No, dude, you're doing it. You're doing it, bro. The person you were 7 years ago would love to be the person you are.
Yeah, they would be like, man, you're fucking killing it, bro.
Yeah, when you were a kid, you'd love to be where you are now.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. Like, you gotta appreciate that. You gotta be pumped on that every day. Like, I think I put a picture of Jesus in front of my bed because every morning I thank that motherfucker.
Gotta thank that motherfucker.
Every morning, bro. Thank you for another day. Thank you for this life. Thank you. Before I even get up and brush my teeth, I do that because, bro, it's a blessing, man.
Yeah.
I wake up and my little baby's sitting right here. My little 4-year-old.
Damn.
Keeping me about 2 feet away from my wife.
4 years already, huh?
My beautiful wife's right over there. You know what I mean? Yeah, exactly. And it's like, dang, so many blessings, bro. So many blessings. Like, again, am I hyped to be going to this meeting right now? Not really. I'd rather be here drawing something. But this is the kind of work we got to go put in. I got to drive to Winter Park right now. Speaking of, I got to go.
Yeah, I got to go too. My client should be here pretty shortly.
Great podcast. Like we said, we do get a lot into our fields. We get a lot into the motivation thing.
Yeah.
But honestly, bro, I think that's more important than anything.
Yeah, I think that's good for like manifestation and kind of just certifying that we're on the right path. You know, just kind of like what is the word I'm looking for? Reassuring ourselves, like, hey man, we're doing good. You're doing good. I'm doing good. We're on the right path. We're not in the exact same lane, but we're going the same direction, essentially, you know.
And it's all good.
You know, and it's all good. And yeah, so besides that, it's always a good time catching up. Body Art Expo, we can talk more about that later. We have the Rock and Brews thing coming up 17th. For National Tattoo Day. That's this weekend.
So hopefully we have the Santa Anita Fair coming up too.
Santa Anita Fair.
That's going to be like a 2-month long event. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. We'll have the big dog there.
So August and September?
Actually, yeah, end of July to the end of August.
Okay.
So it's like, it's coming up.
So it's like a month.
Yeah, because actually, I think it starts July 21st.
That's next weekend.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
We'll see you at San Anita County Fair.
yeah. So yeah, just stay up to date on our social medias. You know, I Am Elvis Tattoo is mine. BodyArtBus is Joey's, and then Trusted Tattoo Company, or it's just Trusted Tattoo. Yeah, and then Trusted Tattoo Gallery.
Trusted Tattoo Gallery.
Is that the
Oceanside shop?
Is that the Instagram?
That's the
handle?
Instagram. Yeah.
Well, I mean, you'll see the description. You'll see the Instagrams there. But yeah, stay up to date. You guys picked the winner for the BodyArtBus event. Gina
won. Yeah,
congratulations, Gina. You won the tattoo party.
Yes.
Has she reached out? Have we reached out?
5 hours of tattoo. We reached out to her. We haven't scheduled it yet, but we'll schedule it.
She knows.
She knows. She's
stoked.
She's pumped.
Oh, yeah. Cool. So besides that, you know, just stay up to date, see where we're going to be at. And maybe you'll get chosen to be on this BodyArtBus Rock Roll G I Am Elvis Tattoo collaboration of getting tattooed. So keep an eye out for that. And just follow us wherever we go and join us on our journey. And
please,
you know, just enjoy it. It's not about the destination. It's about the journey.
Amen. You guys have a good one. Hump dirt.